Hello everybody, my name's Ferret, and today I am playing Hand of Fate. Now this is an interesting title. It is a card-based choose-your-own-adventure. Two things that typically don't sound like they'd go together. But the developer, Defiant Development, has given it a whirl. Now this title is currently $24.99 US on the Steam page. It's been out for a little while now. And so far it's gotten pretty high reviews. It's very positive ratings on the Steam ratings board. And it seems that most people are really into it. So I figured I'd give it a try. Now disclosure, I have played this before. A little bit of it. Not a ton, but I've played a good bit of it, enough to kind of get what's going on. And what we have here is, as I said, it's a card-based choose-your-own-adventure game. And in that sense, it's very interesting. We've got a lot of card games out right now. We've got Hearthstone, we've got Magic the Gathering, we've got Scrolls, a lot of other things like that that are all trying to do the Magic the Gathering formula. And for me, those don't really work. I used to play a lot of Hearthstone, I played a lot of, well, a decent bit of Scrolls, and I have played Magic both in person and I've played it online. And this never really gelled for me after a while. I played it for a while and I'm like, you know, it's kind of the same thing. This game, though, I don't know, it might be different. Let's find out. So the point of this game, let's go to story mode here, is to beat all of these bosses, eventually. It does have a kind of roguelike-y element to it. I'm not huge into roguelikes, but I can stand this one. I'm just not into the whole tough as nails kind of pound your head against the wall thing. So when you first start the game up, you do a round, and these rounds are, as I said, to kill these different bosses. So we're going to go ahead and do the Jack of Skulls. So we're going to do select here. Now we can go to Deck Builder here. As you progress through the game, you earn more cards, be they equipment cards or encounter cards. They are what they sound like. So equipment cards, if we go in here, we can see in my current deck, these are the weapons I can find in the world or purchase. So I've got axes, maces, some swords, here's some shields, some armors. So you've got weapons, for example this sword, 23 damage, it's just a normal sword, it's pretty boring. But then we have stuff like Helm of Reflection. You see here, this one's a little different. So upon reflecting a projectile, this helm creates a small force explosion. It does something unique. Now you are not guaranteed in your run to get any of these items. You just be totally screwed over and just not get anything. And that's kind of where the roguelike element comes in, because each run is different. It's a card-based game, you never know what you're going to get. So as I said, you know, you've got weapons, shields, you can block, you can counter, roll, dodge, roll out of the way. Which I will show you when I actually go and kill some skeletons. And you've got armor, helmets. Helmets usually do magical things, as I showed with that one. And you've got artifacts. Now these artifacts are, let me bring up one a little more relevant here. So Damocles, I've used this one before. So you equip it, and then during combat, you press a button, in this case 2, to throw knives in 8 cardinal directions. These artifacts give you special powers. Now, to go back to Time Heals for a second, it says this card is new and thus its contents are unknown. I don't know what it does. I have it equipped because I want to find it and use it. I don't know what it does. So I have to find this card during play, and it'll tell me what it does. Now I've used Damocles before, like this one. My last run, I found Mercenary Contract and found out that it makes an aura, drops gold. Not near as useful as I thought it'd be, but, you know, hey. So that's the equipment deck. You've also got the encounters deck. Now as you go through the game, you will flip over cards, I'll show you in a minute, and it can be any of these encounters. Some locked here also. And by doing these encounters, they can be almost like a text adventure. For example, this card is almost like a text adventure. They can be almost like a gambling kind of minigame. Or they can be it's almost like a Diablo-style hack and slash. Not quite. You'll see the difference in a minute. This game, while it may look Diablo-esque, it really isn't. It does have a hack and slashy element to it, but it's not really the point. So go back, and the easiest way to show it is just to play around. So we're going to do the Jack of Skulls. We're going to do start game. And he's going to deal my deck. Now this guy here, the dude in the fantastic purple, he is the dealer. And this game doesn't have a huge story to it. It's not really the point. But let me say, whoever did his voice acting, you can't hear it here so I have it turned off, but whoever did his voice acting and did the writing earned their pay. This guy really helps with the immersion of the game because, as I said, there really isn't a whole lot outside of sitting at this table, going from card to card, and doing the encounters. There isn't a whole lot more to it. But the title is immensely immersive just because of what he says. He'll narrate you, he'll kind of mock you as you go, make you, second guess what you're doing, things like that. And it really adds that special element to the game that draws you in from the beginning. Well, let's talk about the UI real quick here before we actually get into the game. So bottom left, we have our inventory. And I have nothing. I have a crappy rusty axe. And this is my fantastic character. This will be my first gripe with the game, actually. There is no character customization. Now, eventually you will just be wearing a ton of armor and you can't see your character anyway, but there is literally nothing. So you have to play this bearded, which I approve of, bearded, strangely mohawked character. And that's it. There's no females in the game. Nothing. Just this guy. Again, it's not a deal breaker by any means. It doesn't detract from my enjoyment of the title. It was just it'd been nice if there had been a little bit more. Perhaps in future titles, something they could work on. But yeah, here you can see if you have your armor equipped or anything. So you see here, I have light armor on. Different armor ratings do change how you roll. So light keeps you fast and nimble. It's what I like to go for because I suck at parrying. I'm terrible at it. So I prefer to just roll around. And light armor doesn't slow me down like medium armor does or anything heavier than that. Also at the bottom left here, you have these 3 cards. So health, it's exactly what it sounds like, 100 out of 100. When the top number reaches 0, you're dead, and you lose. The next one up is food. Food is interesting. This food is every time you go between cards, you lose 1 food. So, for example, if I went from here, this is my little character token, this is the room I'm currently in, and I went to this card, I would lose 1 food. Doesn't sound too bad, except that random events can give you food, can detract food, or you can use food as a payment sometimes. Some of the Choose Your Own Adventure, I'm going to say that a lot here, uses food as a payment. And if we find one later, you'll see, but food is essentially a currency. And then we have gold for actual currency. There are traders in this game. There are typical traders. There are magical merchants, things like that. Encounters where you'd have to use gold. Things like that. So it is useful. You can buy upgrades and gear. So, we're just going to hop right into it. So, as I said, this is my tile. This is where I currently am, my little ugly token. And I'm going to go to the next room. So, I'll click on it, flips it over. So I have Mr. Lionel. So, we're going to read what he says. So, whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes the seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. He cackles, pardon me. Not going to crackle there. Uncontrollably for a few moments, then sits patiently waiting for your answer. So here we have our first decision. Now each of these decisions will make Mr. Lionel here do something different. There isn't necessarily a right answer. Now some might end up getting you killed. Others give you the, kind of a good ending. But really, it's just kind of the way you want to play your character. So we can give him bread for my plate, which would minus food. Could give him 20 gold, but I am broke. I have literally no money, so I can't do that. I could ask him what he needs, or I could just completely ignore him. Just tell him screw off. So I'm going to go ahead and ask him what he needs. I like to play cautiously. So, says need, I need to help you. Okay. Taps his staff on the ground, and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old beam. He smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellowed teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I have met you before, have I? So, he gives me a free shield, which is great, because now I can reflect projectiles, and I can counter easier. Fantastic. That is lucky to get this early on. My last couple runs, I didn't get a shield at all, so I had to do the boss without a shield. This game isn't particularly hard, per se, not this early on. It does get considerably harder as you continue on, but this early on, it's very easy. So don't take how easy I do with this combat as the game's difficulty. It does ramp up very quick. It will kick your ass. And again, I am notoriously bad at countering systems. There's a reason I don't play Dark Souls. There's a reason why in Batman Arkham Asylum, poor Batman just gets his shit kicked when I'm in control. So, continue on here. So, we just did our first encounter. That's it. I got a free shield out of it. Not bad. And you notice my food has been deducted, so now I have 9. So, we'll continue on here. And, ooh, goblins. So, one night you awaken to find your belongings being rifled through by goblins. As soon as they notice you stirring, they run away with your shield. Oh, they nicked my shield. They've also stolen some of your food and gold. That sucks. So, he draws a card. It's 3 goblins. So, when you have these monster cards, you'll have a number, kind of like the traditional card deck, 3. So that's how many enemies of goblins. So I'll be fighting 3 goblins. Yeah, and 3 dust. Those are bandits. So 3 of dust or 3 bandits. So I have to fight 3 goblins and 3 dust bandits to get my stuff back. And you notice they stole 2 of my food. I don't have any gold, so they can't steal my gold because I'm broke. But they also stole my shield. So, every time the game comes in, your character will load in. They will equip him with his gear. And yes, the different gear you get does reflect on your character. And then you play. Now it is WASD controlled. And as we play, I have to dodge here. I do not have a shield, so I cannot do parrying. You would see them being able to parry, but because I don't have a shield on right now, I can't do it. So I have to dodge roll out of their swings. And again, they do telegraph it very well. So it is fairly fair, and you can interrupt them and maul them on the ground. So allow me to kill this guy, and then see, there's a guy with my shield there. Oh, knocked him off a level. So, break through here. We do have some destructible scenery in the game. It's not a huge part of the title or anything. And give me my crap back. Come on, get my stuff back. Alright, so got him down. Now I got the other ones down. Oh, do not summon anything. Nope, nope, none of that. So I'm going to stop them from escaping here and taking my stuff, because I'd rather they didn't do that. Ah, so see, he escaped with my shield. So I did not do well that time. Now typically, when I've done this encounter before, it's just been the 3 goblins. You can kill them quite quickly, especially if you have a better weapon. But unfortunately, I lost my stuff, which is sad. I did get 7 gold out of it. I wouldn't really trade 7 gold for a shield, but such is the roguelike's nature, because you never know what you're going to get. That encounter, I had dust bandits, and I typically don't. So we're going to the next card here. And it's Twisted Canyon. So this is a good one. I know what this one does. So, there's a weapon glinting in the sunlight, lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. So, do I climb down to retrieve the weapon, or do I leave it? Let's try to climb down. So, I have 3 out of 4 chances to successfully get my weapon, and 1 chance to fail. So I'll choose this one. And I succeeded. Excellent. Now, if failure doesn't kill you, it reduces your health, but doesn't kill you outright. The game's not that much of a jerk. Okay, making my way to the bottom of the canyon. And then he will now draw me a weapon card. Now, this can be a normal weapon. It can be one of my magical weapons I found. So we're going to hope for something good. Come on, something good. We have a lot of cards here. Hey, Frostfang. Good. So, I won't say this is my favorite weapon, but it's better than what I have. So this is a magical weapon. Each hit slows the target with cold. Excellent. And if I press number 1 on the keyboard, it will shoot a cone of ice. Freezes everybody, slows them. Because I don't have a shield right now, this is actually a pretty good choice for me. Because again, I can't counter right now because I lost my shield to the stupid goblins. And let's see, it does 25 damage, 20 to max. Yeah, definitely. I will equip this, so yes. Good, good. And I'll continue on. Ah, stairs. So now I will go to the next level of the dungeon. So I'll go take the stairs. Next level of my adventure. So he will now shuffle me out a new tile set. And I will do this. Ah, so I have the Maiden. This is another dialogue heavy one. So one day in a shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Merith of the forest folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? So we can ask for longer life. We can ask for supplies or gold. Now right now I am full on health, so I don't need anything. Food I'm not so hot on, and gold I'm not so hot on. So do you want food or do you want gold? I've only got 5 food. So I think I'm going to go for supplies. So, supposed to sustain you for many days. So the dealer, again the man in the fabulous purple, has to draw me 2 food gain cards. 3 food, that's pretty crappy actually. And another 3 food, those are both pretty crappy. But it's better than nothing, so I got 6 food out of that. Not bad. So we'll go to the next tile here. And we get a maze of traps. Okay, so this is another good one to demonstrate kind of how the character movement works. You find a goblin treasure cave. Will you enter? Yes, I'd like to enter. So we'll continue on here. So as I said earlier, when you first load into encounters, physical controlled encounters here, it puts the cards down and your character comes up from it. It's a very interesting effect. It's very cool. It equips your armor and your weapon. See, here's my beautiful, sexy Frostfang. And you then get to play. Now, you can skip that intro. I typically do just because after a while, as cool as it is, it's kind of the same thing. So for here's another type of encounter. We have to win this trap maze. So we're just going to dodge here. This is just a lot of dodging, which I hopefully won't suck too badly at. It's very easy once you get the hang of it. Again, this game does massively ramp up in difficulty. It is never to the point where you can't beat it. I am typically... I just lit myself on fire, of course. It never gets to the point to where you can't beat it. I'm not very good at these kind of games. Strategy games, MMOs, those are more my cup of tea. But I do fine at games like this game, at least. The pots and stuff here, you can attack them. They move around. There is some destruction, but you don't get gold out of them or anything. This isn't a Diablo-style thing. Put up the trap here. And same here. And not get smashed. And here we get the loot at the end. Yay. So, we win the maze of traps. And we'll see what the dealer has to give us. So, 3 gain cards. This can be all sorts of things. So, 25 gold. Hey, good fortune. Yeah, very good. And armoring. So I get 1 equipment card. So Chains of Rage. This is a medium. During combat, strikes sustained from bows and wands have a chance to restore your cooldowns. That's not the greatest. This early on, there really isn't a whole lot of bows and wands in play. It's much more later on that you see them. We will encounter, spoiler alert, we will encounter guns later on when we fight the boss. So this, so we have to light. We'll have a light over the medium. I really like, especially since I don't have a shield, I need to be able to dodge out of the way of stuff. So I'm going to say no, actually. And that's still going to go in my inventory. And later on, if I find a vendor, I could sell it to the vendor. So, another equipment card. I'd really love a shield. Okay. We got a scavenger's cap instead. Alright. So whenever the player gains food, they will receive 45% extra food. That's not bad. I don't have a helmet slot. It works. So, continue on. This is kind of how the game goes. Flip it over. Traveling Healer. Now, this is a new card. I see the new. I have not done this one yet, so we'll click on this. In the shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Do we approach it or pass it by? Let's approach it. He has much to offer me, so let's go up. And as I said, I'm going to hope that I can sell that medium armor to this person. And we're just going to skip through this because it doesn't matter. Alright, so we have heal wounds. Missing 5 health, I might do that. I could sell items, remove curses, or buy food. I'm good on food. Let's go ahead and sell some items. So, these are worth 14. Pretty good. So we will go ahead and sell that. Now I want to keep these 2, so we'll back up here. Let's heal some wounds. Restore 10 health, restore 15 health for $6. Yeah, okay. We will go ahead and buy that. Continue. Send me up all the way. And then we'll go ahead and leave. Unfortunately, this isn't... I would have much preferred a magical vendor or just a typical trading merchant. So get some armor or a shield. I could really use a shield. So we'll go ahead and continue. So we're going to hitch a ride down. So we're going to go to the next level. And we're going to hitch a ride. Redeal the next floor. Alrighty. So, we've got a beautiful T-shape here. So we'll go to the first one here. And, ooh, Devil's Choice. Now these are interesting. So, Cloak Devil appears in your path. I'm here to test your might, so-called hero. Choose your foe. So, don't want to fight 2 skulls, 3 dust bandits, or 4 dust bandits. I'm going to go with the skeletons, and we'll see if the devil is in a good mood. So he's in a good mood. He's just going to let me fight the 2. Sometimes, if you pick another choice, he's like, you know, I want to be a real jerk, and he picks the other cards for you, so you end up fighting a lot. So we're going to fight on a beautiful ship here, and it's pretty. And just 2 simple skeletons. So, what we can do here is we can use Frostfang and miss to freeze. Oh, man. So when they rear up like that, now if you have a shield, it will show an icon above their heads. And that'll let you appropriately dodge and counter them. So, as I said right now, because I don't have a shield, I have to just dodge out of the way and get hit a lot, apparently, because I'm terrible. So we did that just fine. So I get 3 gain cards. Excellent. So 5 food. Okay, not bad. Draw 2, select 1 to keep from my armory. So I can either keep a mercenary contract or a healing cap. So you can right-click apparently here. So we'll do a mercenary contract. Once per combat, press 2 to activate an aura. That makes... I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's better than a healing cap. Healing cap, you just receive extra healing. So yeah, we'll go ahead and keep that one. Hey, 40 gold. That is excellent. So now I could really, really use a trader because I have 80 gold. And it'd be kind of crappy to then find the boss and not spend all this great money. And as if on cue, we're going to go see a traveling mage. Now, these mages are typically far more expensive than your typical traders. They have enchanted items, magical items, things like that. We'll skip through this. So we're going to buy items. So, Damocles, now this is another artifact. This would replace my mercenary contract. Tempting. A plunderer's cap when you draw supplies. Draw 2 and pick 1. Okay, not bad. Dragon ring. I don't have any dragon relics right now. So, that's not very useful. And Hermes antlers. Lizardmen take double damage from the player's attacks. Useful later on, but because I'm fighting skeletons right now, not so useful. So this I can't say is the most useful thing in the world right now. But I like this better than a mercenary contract. We're very shortly going to be fighting the boss. Damocles would be better. The boss likes to have some ads. So we're going to buy it. We're going to equip it. We're going to back out. And then we're going to sell this mercenary contract. It's worth 20 bucks. I don't know if we'll find another vendor on the way. Probably not. But it never hurts. We could buy some food. I have 13 food. The boss is probably on this floor. The dealer does give you hints as to what floor kind of has the boss. So it is probably one of these 3. So we're going to do this one. Ambush. Okay. So, a slight rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in grave danger. He's going to draw me a monster card. Only 2 dust bandits. That's cake. So, this is a very good one for me. Very easy. But there is a trap. So, we are going to attempt to, and here I'm going to use my Damocles here. There we go, so you can kind of see what it does. And we can freeze him. Hey, I didn't miss that time. Let's finish this guy off. There we go. Okay, so in that fight, and again, I can't pause the game, so I'm sorry. I have to do these rather quickly. Damocles, as you saw, put your sword on the ground. It just shoots spikes everywhere. Very useful for larger groups. Searching the air for anything worth scavenging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. Now, do we sneak up and kill them or flee? Let's sneak up and kill them. Now, I have a 1 in 4 chance of completely failing to kill him. So we're going to go with this one. Yeah, succeed. Excellent. So, quick up and blow to the head fixes that, and you finish searching the area. Now, if I had failed there, he would have knocked me out and left, taken all the gain, and I would have gotten nothing from that whole ambush. But, because I got lucky there, I get 3 gain cards. So, 1 equipment, please be a shield. Not a shield, but it's my favorite weapon. Excellent. Now, this is a giant mace. It does 32 damage. Excellent. And it also inflicts more damage to lower the health of the wielder is. Now, right now, I'm at pretty decent health, so it's not a huge thing. But the real big thing I like about this weapon, besides its damage, is that it's holy. Now, right now, on this particular floor, I'm fighting the Jack. And he is a skeleton. And he likes to reanimate his friends when you kill them. And holy is a way to ensure that he doesn't do that. So, it just does more damage anyway, so yes, I'm going to equip it. I do lose the freeze effect from the Frostfang, but for right now, that's not really necessarily a bad thing. 10 food, that's okay. And 10 health, excellent. That is actually perfect for us right now. Alright, left or right? Let's go left. Here he is, the Jack of Skulls. As unusually difficult to lay to rest, in addition to sheer strength, the skeleton has the power to revive recently defeated skeletons in its close vicinity. Alrighty. So, again, now, this is going to be very easy. He is the second boss of the game. There are quite a few bosses, so he will be very easy to kill. I have done him before. Do not take this as a show of the game's difficulty later on. So, go in here. We'll go ahead and skip this and get right into it. Okay, so we got 4 skulls. We'll have 4 friends. Okay. And we're going to go right into it. So, now you see these 2, dodge here. So that red one means it cannot be parried. So we've got 2 musket men there. I'm going to try not to get ganked by them. These are Damocles here. So, As you saw, the Jack is already dead. He's very easy. Again, this is a... Oops, dodge out of the way. Oh, I failed with that. It's a very easy one of the very early bosses. It's the second boss in the game. So we can go up to him and pick up his card. And... Oh, that's a fantastic look I have there. Oh, that's superb. Well done indeed. Thank you. We put it back. And that is a round of Hand of Fate. Now, as you play, you will encounter cards with tokens that will, when you complete the challenge from them, you get new cards. So as you go, you receive more and more cards, more and more encounters. Things become more difficult. New enemies come in. This early on in the game, really, I only have the bandits and the skeletons. But as we continue on with the game, you will see all sorts of other enemies. They'll be significantly harder, and they will challenge you. So what do I think of the game? I think it's fantastic. Price point, it's a little high. $25. For some people, that may not be a lot. But you have to be really interested in this kind of gameplay to find that acceptable. It does have replayability. It is fun. It looks good. And overall, I enjoy it. Could I see myself playing it for several years? No. No, it doesn't have that kind of staying power. It doesn't have the Binding of Isaac style staying power. It's not bad by any means. It's excellent. If you're looking for an interesting title to adventure in that is a little different every time you play, and that it has some replayability, I'd pick it up. It's a good game, it's worthwhile, and Defiant Development did an excellent job with it.